that is one thing that really gave me an advantage, was the pandemic. And I thank God for the pandemic. I know it was a very dark time in a lot of our lives. I know a lot of us lost family members, but the pandemic really did set me up for success, and I am so grateful for it, because I wouldn't have had the time. I wouldn't have been isolated enough in order for me to do the things that I did. And I grew a passion for it because everybody was inside of the house, and it was nothing for anybody to do but watch YouTube. It was nothing for nobody to do but want to start businesses, because the pandemic came, we had extra money, people had stimulus checks. Like, it was literally like divine timing. Hey y'all, hey, and welcome back to the channel, you guys. I am super excited to announce that Unice Hair is sponsoring this portion of this week's video. For our chit chat, get ready with me. Y'all can see Unice went ahead and spoiled me rotten with so many gifts, including this amazing robe. And let's get into the hair, you guys. My stylist slayed this look, you guys. So the hair that I have in right now from Unice is their reddish brown shade. When I tell y'all, this is the perfect hair for winter, fall. It is giving every single thing that it needs to give. And I was really nervous about this color. Even my stylist was like, girl, this one might be a little different for you. But it ended up working out very, very fine. I love this color on me, and I've been getting so many compliments since wearing it. I don't even want to try any other hairstyle. I just want this color for all of fall and winter, just because it looks so great on my skin tone. And I know you guys will love it too. So this is their reddish brown hair, and the length 24 inches, 150 density, 13x4 lace frontal wig, and in body wave. So make sure you guys go ahead and click the link in my bio and grab yours as well. We gon' pipe up and turn up. We gon' light up and burn up. Mama too hot like what? Mama too hot like a furnace. Hey y'all, hey, it's Troyia Monay, back to y'all with another video. I am super excited for today's video, you guys. We are gonna hop into some Q&A. I'm gonna show y'all how I achieved this natural beat, show y'all how I went ahead and curled my hair. We're gonna be talking about all things entrepreneurship, boutique life, YouTubing, influencing. Is my boutique still open? We are going to be talking all things entrepreneurship in today's chit chat. Get ready with me. And y'all seen in the intro, this hair from Unice is giving every single thing that it's supposed to give. So make sure you guys stay tuned for the entire video. Check out the link down below in order to purchase your very own reddish brown wig. It is definitely like the hair for the season, honey. So I'll see you guys inside of the video. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right on into these questions. I'm about to go ahead and do my makeup first, and then we're gonna go ahead with my hair last. Let me know in the side of the comments down below, what order do you do like your routine? Do you like brush your teeth, shower, you know, wash your face, do your makeup, do your hair? Like, what's everyone's routine? I always do my makeup before my hair, just because my curls tend to just always drop, and I love me a tight curl. So I always just do my makeup first, and then I end up doing my hair last. Let me know like what routine y'all go through and y'all do. So yes, I have all the questions here. We got some questions, we got some topics. I haven't even gone through these yet, so I'm not really sure what to expect. So let's go ahead and hop right on into it. And I am going to first start with the questions. Let's start with my teeth, because I feel like that's like the elephant in the room nowadays, is my teeth. So let's go ahead and get all of the teeth questions out of the way. So the first question I see regarding my teeth, let me see if there's anything else. Nope, just one question regarding my teeth. She says, with your veneers, can you eat anything or is it sensitive? I would say with my veneers, they are still just a little bit sensitive, and the reason why that they're still a little sensitive is because I did get them shaved down towards the bottom, which I'm like still a little scared about. So I did get my teeth shaved towards the bottom, and the reason why is because if you have any type of teeth overlapping, they have to shave it down so that way they can apply the composite, and also so that way you're able to floss. So I can floss and everything like that. They're not shaved down a lot,
towards the bottom, just a little bit around the edges, so that way I'll be able to floss and different things like that. And then she also asked, can I eat anything? I can eat every single thing that I want to eat. I just have to eat it in more of a careful way. But to be honest, I don't really eat anything that's super hard besides crab legs. Like, I'm definitely a crab leg kind of girl, but now I just have to use just like the claw clippers, or you guys get what I'm saying, scissors or anything like that when it comes to my teeth. So they're a little bit sensitive towards the bottom, but they are not causing me any issues or anything like that, and they are still like my biggest just everything. I just love my teeth so much, y'all. All right, so the next question is, I want to open a boutique. I'm afraid because I'm not popular and people say that it's oversaturated. Let's talk about it, girl. Let's talk about it. So first things first, you do not have to be popular to open any type of business. You do not have to be popular. You don't have to be known. I'm not sure where that even came about as to why people think that they have to be like, you know, that it girl in order to open a business or anything like that. Trust me, when I first opened my business, I was not popular. I didn't have a YouTube channel. I didn't have a community of people. I didn't have any of the things, right? So I definitely think that when you're starting and you're opening your business, just please understand that the notoriety that you're looking for is not needed. Like, you do not need to be anybody's type of influencer or anything like that. One thing that I think will help you is getting some notoriety, for sure. Similar to how I always use the analogy of how like people like Lori Harvey and Jada Wada and different people like that, they're able to go through and launch their brands and their businesses and get sales just because people are buying who they are, not even because people are buying their product. They can go out here and provide the crappiest product on earth, but people are still going to buy it because people are buying from them and they are not buying from the business. So it's almost like that old saying, people buy from people, people don't buy from brands and businesses, and that is completely true. So yeah, you do not have to be popular or anything like that. And to be honest, it's also not oversaturated in my opinion. I feel like there is no such thing as oversaturation. And the reason why is because you can go and step into any market, and if you make it, and if you provide something that's missing inside of that market, you're gonna win instantly, right? So I can come into the fashion industry and provide something completely different than any other brand is out here providing, and ultimately it might be already an oversaturated market, but since I'm providing something different, since I'm meeting the needs of my audience a little bit different, it is definitely going to pay off for me because I'm providing her with something that's going to really be the solution to her problem, right? So you don't have to be popular. You can step into any market that you want. My only suggestion is that before you start your brand and start your business, I've been telling my clients this, I feel like for months now, is you have to just really make sure that you are providing your audience with something that is going to be of value, and also something that they want and they need, and something that's going to really be a solution to their problem. So for example, gone are the days where you can just provide cute clothes. Like, it just doesn't work like that. We can get cute clothes from anywhere. I can go on Fashion Nova and get me some cute clothes. I can go on Pretty Little Thing and get me some cute clothes. But what is going to be the thing that's going to make you stand out from all of these businesses, and what is going to be your unique value proposition? What value are you giving me that I can't get from any other brand or any other business out there? That's going to be your goal, right? That's going to be the thing that is going to provide you with gold, literally, because you'll be able to outshine your competitors, and you will be able to exist in a market that is not super like oversaturated or anything like that. I don't know where people get things being oversaturated. I just dropped foundation all in my makeup bag. It is not oversaturated. I don't think any market can ever be oversaturated. Every market is exactly what you make it. And if you stand in and you don't stand out, then you are going to dwell in the oversaturation. That's a bar. That is a whole bar. So yeah, definitely there's no popularity contest. The best marketer wins. That's what you should go through and note. The best marketer wins. All right, next question is how to organize and manage time for business and relationships. Oh girl, this is a good question. To be honest, there is no balance. The only thing that you can do is just maintain it. And some days and some weeks I'm great at it. Some weeks I'm not that great at it. So you guys know I am in a relationship. I do have a boyfriend. No, y'all will never see him. Let me stop playing. Maybe one day. So yeah, I do have a boyfriend, I have friends, different things like that. And sometimes it is easy to go through and manage it. It's because they're always super understanding, but sometimes it's hard. You know, I can't go to every birthday party. I can't go to every event. I can't go to every kickback. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to figure out and understand that your work comes first before all of these things. So for example, I always make sure that all my work is done by Friday at 3 p.m. Friday at 3 p.m. I try to make sure that everything that I need to get done is done. And the reason why is because I know that on the weekends, I like to go outside. I like to go to brunch. Sometimes I like to go out and hang with my friends. During the week, they know not to ask me to do anything. My boyfriend knows this. My family knows this. Everyone knows during the week, do not ask Troyia to do anything because Troyia is always busy, especially during the week. So I would really just say, like, you have to go through and think of your business as your business and as a job, right? Like, you aren't going to clock out until all of your work is done. So why are we clocking out of our businesses when work is not done, right? So we have to go through and treat it just like our 9-to-5s. We aren't going to leave our job on Friday if we still got work that needs to be done. We're going to make sure that the work is done because our boss going to look at us like we're crazy. So I try to go through, and one mindset strategy that I have nowadays is literally treating my job like I'm answering to somebody else, even though I'm answering to myself. So I'm thinking to myself, like, dang, if I don't get this done, my boss gonna be on me. And even though I'm the boss of it all, I still have to make sure that I am going through and executing in a timely manner. So that is what I try to do, is I don't go to sleep until my work is done, and I also don't enjoy any fun activities until my work is done either. So those are like a couple of things that I go through and do to really make sure that things are done. So that's how I manage my time, and that's also how I manage my relationships. And one thing that I've noticed too is that a lot of people always say, well, my friends and family, they don't understand, and it's not their job to understand. That's something that you got to understand too. It is not your job to teach them about entrepreneurship. It is not your job to make them understand you as an entrepreneur. The only thing that you have to do is show up as your true self, and I promise you, your family and your friends gonna ask you if you hiring, because mine asks me all the time, Troy, you hiring? And I'm pretty sure when I first quit my 9-to-5, they probably looked at me like I was insane because I left my 9-to-5 and I decided to be a full-time entrepreneur. And now everyone wants to eventually work for you, right? So definitely just manage your time better, and also don't allow anyone to you know, change the trajectory of what you have going on, for sure. All right, let's see. Did you ever have a slight feeling of what if it doesn't work out when you first started? Ooh, never. Never. And to be honest, the reason why is because I've always drowned myself in excellence, and I've always drowned myself in a community of people that pour into me, and I always try to feed my soul with good and motivational things. So for example, like I am always tell you guys, like, I booked a coach, right? I try to make sure that the people I follow on social media are people that feed me. You know, I try to make sure that my social media feeds me. So there was never a doubt in my mind that what I was doing would never work. Did I know that it would be challenging? Of course. Did I know that it would be hard? Of course. Did I know that it would suck all the life out of me at points? Of course. But I always know that what I'm doing right now is going to work. And the reason why is because I live by this motto. It has to work or it has to work. There's no backup plan to anything that I'm doing. Everything that I'm doing it in a strategic way to make sure that it actually works, right? So I really think that if you're suffering with understanding, like, you know, I'm not sure if this thing that I'm doing is working, you have to first go through and ask yourself, why are you doing it? And make sure that the why is going to drive you along the way. If you don't have a why and you're starting whatever business it is that you're starting, and you're just kind of going through the motions of it, it's not going to work because you don't have anything there to go through and push you to make it work, right? So your why might be your kids. Your why might be creating generational wealth. One of my whys is whenever it is time for me to have kids, I don't want to work. I don't want to work, right? That's my why. That's the reason why I'm doing everything that I'm doing, is because when it is time for me to have kids, when it's time for me to be a mom, I don't want to have to worry about being, you know, worried about finances. I don't want to have to worry about you know, where my child is going to get their next diaper from. Like, I don't want to have to worry about those things. So everything I'm doing today is for my unborn child, right? So I want you guys to get really clear on what is your why. Why are we doing these things? What are some of the different things that I'm trying to do? And why am I trying to go through and do it? Yeah. All right, up next is how did you organize your time for doing content and business stuff when you worked a full-time job? Ooh, that's a really good one, and I get this question all the time. How did I manage creating content and running my businesses while I worked a full-time job? And I can be transparent with y'all because I don't work for them people no more, and I'm pretty sure they probably don't even watch my content. But to be completely honest, after I left New York, if you guys don't know my story, after I graduated from college, I went to Florida A&M. I got a job in New York working as an account coordinator for a PR firm. So when I was working there, I didn't have my business at the time. I got my business like 2 or 3 weeks after I quit from working in New York. My eyes have foundation in them. Hold on, y'all. I was working at New York in the time. Pandemic came. Quit my job in New York. Moved back home to Tampa. Worked in Tampa at a different PR firm. I was working from home at the time because their offices were closed. So when I was working there, I had just really gotten to starting my business or whatever, and that was really one of the reasons why I moved back home, is because my business like kind of grew like overnight. I had a lot of customers, I had a lot of product, blah blah blah. That's not the question. Let me answer the question. So basically the way that I was able to go through and balance both of the two was me working from home. If I did not work from home, my business would literally not be what it is today. Any of my businesses, any of the content that I was creating. And the reason why, like I said, I can tell y'all this because I don't work for the people no more. I honestly was doing a lot of work while being like on the clock sometimes. And I wouldn't necessarily say doing work while being on the clock, but I really took advantage of my lunch breaks. That's exactly what I should say. So whenever I had like a lunch break, or whenever I had you know, just a little time off in between tasks, is when I would go through and do things for my business. So for example, on my lunch break, I would go through and set up my room or a room inside of the house in order for me to create content. And then also on my lunch breaks, I would do my makeup, different things like that. So I really took advantage of the time that I had off. So before work, I would package all of my orders, go take them to the post office real quick. Or before work, I would set up my room in order for me to do content. Or before work, I would do my makeup. I would just make sure that there's always something that I could be doing when I had downtime. I also don't got no kids. I also was not in a relationship, I don't think, at that point either. So I had a bunch of time, and it was also the pandemic. You guys got to think about that too. That gave me an advantage because everybody was inside the house. Nobody was outside. Nobody was, you know, doing this or doing that. So it gave me so much time because it wasn't like I could hang out with my friends on the weekend because we're in the pandemic. We were not really on lockdown because Florida never really shut down, but there was nowhere for me to go. Like everything in Florida was pretty much closed, even though outside was still open for the most part. So that is one thing that really gave me an advantage, was the pandemic. And I thank God for the pandemic. I know it was a very dark time in a lot of our lives. I know a lot of us lost family members, but the pandemic really did set me up for success, and I am so grateful for it because I wouldn't have had the time. I wouldn't have been isolated enough in order for me to do the things that I did. And I grew a passion for it because everybody was inside of the house, and it was nothing for anybody to do but watch YouTube. It was nothing for nobody to do but want to start businesses because the pandemic came. We had extra money. People had stimulus checks. Like, it was literally like divine timing. So that is how I was able to manage it. It was honestly like God's timing. It was nothing that I truly did. It was just all him. So hopefully that answered your question. I ain't had nothing to do with this. All in all, I ain't had nothing to do with this. All right, y'all. So next question is, how should you start on social media as a business coach? Ooh, this is a good one. My bad, y'all, my camera cut off. But yeah, I have my own businesses as well that have definitely like paved the way for exactly what it is that I'm doing today. So yeah, if you want to tap into coaching, first really figure out, you know, what type of coach do I want to be? Where does my area of expertise lie? And start going through and putting out content as it relates to that thing. That is how I would start. And now how you scale it, that's a whole different story. So that is how I would start, is just go through and start putting out straight facts. And one thing you got to realize too as a coach is you're going to do a whole lot of stuff for free. a whole lot of stuff for free. I remember when I first started coaching, I was living with my mom, and I had first started my YouTube channel, and it was booming. My YouTube channel was booming, y'all. It was booming. And one thing that I would say is, like, my mom would always ask me, she was like, Troyia, why you always in the room all day? And I would be like, oh, I'm just coaching this girl I met on YouTube. And she'd be like, oh, you charging for that? And I was like, nah, I'm doing it for free. And I loved it. I still love it, right? Like, you gonna have to work for free. And that's how you're gonna get them testimonials. That's how you're gonna get people who are gonna refer other people to you. So definitely understand, like, if you ever do want to hop into the coaching space, like, you're gonna have to give away nothing but straight bars, straight value for a minute until you are able to maybe even charge for your services the way that you want. So that's pretty much how I jumped into coaching. It was always by accident. I never in my life thought I would ever be a coach. Like, I thought I was gonna be somebody's publicist. I never thought I was gonna be a coach ever a day in my life. So yeah, I always tell people, like, I jumped into coaching by accident. It was never on purpose. All right, another question I see here is, how would you go about vlogging for your YouTube channel if your home is not aesthetically pleasing? Oh, this is a good question. This is a really good question. How do you go about vlogging from home if your home is not aesthetically pleasing? I want people to understand. Let's take a break. I want people to really understand that you do not have to do anything in an aesthetically pleasing way. That is for a completely different audience of people. Completely different audience of people. I don't try to do anything in an aesthetically pleasing way. The only reason why I do it is just because I watch other people who do things in an aesthetically pleasing way, and it just rubs off on me. I know my audience probably doesn't care the way my house looks or the way my room looks or the fact that I have this fancy fireplace on my TV and all of these things. I know that they're coming to me for straight value. So what are you giving your audience, and what are you trying to give them all in all, right? So if you're trying to go through and entertain them, you don't have to do it in an aesthetically pleasing way. And the reason why is because 9 times out of 10, the people who are watching you because they can relate to you. People who watch people who are doing things in more of an aesthetically pleasing way is because they some way, somehow, maybe even desire to live that type of lifestyle. But trust me, there are girls out here who don't have all the glitz and have the glamour, who don't have white countertops and, you know, white cabinets and, you know, stainless steel refrigerators. Like, they don't have those things. So they're gonna watch you because they feel like they can relate to you the most. I have YouTubers that I watch that I can't even relate to. I got YouTubers who I watch that's driving Bentley. Shout out to Aaliyah's face. That's my girl, though. I got YouTubers like her. I can't afford no Bentley, but I'm gonna watch her because that's something that I aspire to have later on down the line and in the future. I also watch YouTubers who are right on the same track as me. I watch YouTubers who don't have the things that I have. Right? So I think it's really important for us to go through and just realize that when you're vlogging and when you're doing YouTube, you're doing it and you want to do it in a way that just allows you to relate to your audience. Not everyone is living this glamorous, aesthetically pleasing lifestyle. So I think it's really important for us to go through and really understand, like, yeah, that's what that looks like, but there's people who are still going to watch me even though they can't necessarily relate to or they don't have the things that I have, or they, you know, they have more, they have less. All in all, y'all get what I'm saying. Like, we don't have to go through and do anything in an aesthetically pleasing way. Just go on there and be yourself, and after that your channel gonna grow, and then you're gonna have the aesthetics. I didn't always have white refrigerators. I didn't always have a house that looked like this. You are OG of mine, you know I was in my mama house vlogging. I was in my mama house making YouTube videos. Ain't none of that stuff was aesthetically pleasing. I tried my best to make it look that way. And even when I lived in my apartment, we had wood cabinets, carpet that was a little dirty, and guess what? I made it work. So I think that is what you should do. Use what you have. Use what you have and get what you want later. That's a whole bar too. I'm just dropping straight bars on y'all today. All right, y'all, I'm almost done with my makeup. So I'm about to finish my makeup off camera. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna get started on the hair. All right, y'all, so let's get started with this hair. So as I told you guys earlier, this is some amazing hair from Unice. Make sure you guys go ahead and click the link in my bio and grab you some. I really don't even got to do that too much to it. So this is their reddish brown hair. I have the link somewhere on the screen because I don't remember it off the top of my head. I want to say it's a 24-inch 150 density, 13x4 wig in the color reddish brown. So I've had this hair in for a minute, and as y'all see in the montage earlier inside of the clip, my hairstylist did what she had to do with this hair. It's just been a minute since I've had it in and since I'm filming this video for y'all. So I'm about to just do some quick little curls in here and answer the rest of these questions, because there are some really good ones that I want to get to. All right, so next question is, have you ever had a slight feeling of, oh, I already answered that one, my bad, y'all. Next question is, let's see. Can you only have a boutique business and live comfortably? Can you only have a boutique business and live comfortably? Honestly, truly, yes. I know several people who have only boutique businesses. They don't do anything extra on the side, and they definitely live comfortable lives. I think for you to actually get to a place where you can make profit that you can live off of is going to take you some time. However, I do think that it is possible. It's just that it's going to take you some time, which is why multiple streams of income is going to allow you to go through and do it successfully. Similar to me, right? Like, I don't just do my boutique, I do YouTube, and then I also do coaching. So I have 3 different sources of income plus more that I'm able to depend on. So I definitely think that if that is something you want to do, you definitely want to make sure that you have some multiple sources of income coming in order to, you know, make having a boutique well worth it, for sure, if you want to become full-time. This clip don't want to clip. Let's see. There we go. All right, so next question, y'all. I'm gonna throw some real quick curls in here. This ain't not gonna be a long video at all. How do you find your target audience? I believe everyone struggles with that. Target audience is one of the biggest struggles that I see from a lot of my clients, people who watch my videos, people in general. Is they always have a hard time finding their target audience. And the reason why is because you are trying to so hard to allow your target audience to find you, and you are not finding them. So I think the main thing that we have to go through and understand when we're trying to go through and find our target audience is we have to understand that we are creating who we want our target audience to be, and we're positioning ourselves and our brand in a way for those people to find us. That is what it means to have a good target audience. Is I'm creating someone, an avatar of someone who I want to potentially be, you know, the customer within my brand, and I am making it easier for this person to find me in my business. Whereas a lot of you guys, you go through and you create, you know, your brand and your business, but you don't even know who it's targeting. You don't know the problem that you're trying to solve for this person. You don't know their demographics. You don't know, you know, the things that they like to do on the weekends. You don't know anything about these people, but you're trying to sell a product to them. So I would really start by trying to figure out what is going to be your product, what is the problem and the solution, and what are the things that are keeping these people up at night, and then going from there and outlining, you know, what type of movies does she like to watch? Where does she already shop? Who's had these customers before you're trying to go through and get them? You want to outline, like, what's her favorite order from Starbucks? If she likes to go there, does she like to shop at Target? Like, you're outlining all that there is to know about this person. So that way when you're creating content for them, you're going through and you're creating it based upon their likes and their dislikes and different things like that. So hopefully that was helpful when it comes to finding your target audience. You are literally outlining who you want to be your potential customer. And you cannot start your business unless you have that information, y'all. Like, I don't know who told you that you can start your business without knowing who your target audience is, but you can't. There's no workaround. You have to know who you are targeting. All right, next question. Are you still doing Wanted Wardrobe? The answer is yes, you guys. Yes, yes, yes. I just decided to go through and put a hold on Wanted Wardrobe because Her Hustle Academy, YouTube, it literally consumed my life. And those were the things that I was most passionate about at that time. Right now, I'm at a season and at a point in my life where I cannot wait to dive back into Wanted Wardrobe, and it's coming a lot sooner than y'all think. It is coming up very, very soon. I actually just got off a meeting with my assistant. We were doing a little bit of planning for our upcoming campaign. So yes, Wanted Wardrobe is still here. I just had to put a hold on it just because of the calling I know God has on my life. So it was a point, you guys, where I was planning for the retreat. And if you don't know, I have a retreat that I'll be doing every single year where I'll be bringing together women in business. And we just had our first one in September. And I was doing some planning for it. And I was just praying. I was like, God, like, I really just need organization in my life. I really just need to find a way to be able to balance all that it is that I'm doing. Like, please just guide my footsteps. And as soon as I'm praying about it, I literally hear something tell me, you need to focus on helping these other women build your business, because you can always go back and build yours. So that was something that I focused on. I prayed about it, and God literally told me, like, you need to focus on helping other women build their businesses, because you can always go back and build your own. I know how to build a successful business. I've already done it, right? So I think that it was important for me at that time to really go through and really help other women build their brands, build their businesses. And that's why I now have different coaching programs and different things like that, because I was just trying to really be obedient at that time. So that is pretty much why I decided to go through and put Wanted Wardrobe on hold. Is I just really needed to focus on Her Hustle Academy, just because it's something that I just grew such a large passion for, is just helping other women with their brands and their businesses. So yeah, that is why Wanted Wardrobe has been on hold for the last few months. I think we went on hold like early June. So yeah, we've still been open, you guys. Like, the business isn't closed. I still get consistent orders with it, different things like that. Right now we're actually at a season where we are destashing all of our older inventory. So if you guys are interested, go on wanted-wardrobe.com, select the column that says destash, and if you're interested, you can buy a lot of my older inventory that no longer really suits for me and my audience anymore, if you guys are interested in purchasing some inventory from me. So yep, Wanted Wardrobe is not gone, y'all. It is still very much so here. I'm just at a holding block right now, just being obedient and just really making sure that the things that I'm doing really align with my future. I can always start a fashion business, right? Like, but I can't always help women build their own businesses, especially at the capacity that I'm able to do it in right now. So that is why Wanted Wardrobe has been a little shut down, but I'm excited to dive back into it. So yeah, I'm about to put some final touches on my hair, and I'll see y'all in a second. All right, you guys, so that pretty much concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure you go ahead and check all the links down below inside of my description box. I got some goodies in there for y'all. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.